In the vast tapestry of Greek mythology, few figures have inspired more fear, fascination, and reinterpretation than Medusa. Her image is one of terror, serpents for hair, a gaze that turns men to stone, a creature slain by a hero. Yet when we peel back the layers of myth, we find a story that is as much about injustice and divine rivalry as it is about monstrosity. Medusa was born to the primordial sea deities Phorcys and Ceto, part of a family of beings that represented the darker, more ancient aspects of the world. She was one of three sisters known as the Gorgons. Unlike her immortal siblings, Stheno and Euryale, Medusa was uniquely mortal, and unlike them, she was not born monstrous. Ancient poets describe her as breathtakingly beautiful, her flowing hair and luminous eyes rivaling the radiance of the goddesses themselves. As she grew, Medusa chose a life of devotion. She became a priestess in the temple of Athena, goddess of wisdom and war. In this role, she swore an oath of chastity, serving the goddess with loyalty and humility. But her beauty did not go unnoticed. Visitors to the temple whispered of her radiance, and those whispers soon reached the ears of Poseidon, lord of the sea and Athena's bitter rival. The myths tell us that Poseidon pursued Medusa. In one version, he seduced her. In another, more violent account, he forced himself upon her inside Athena's sacred temple. Whatever the truth of the act, what followed is one of the most telling examples of divine cruelty in Greek mythology. Athena, enraged that her temple had been desecrated, turned her wrath not upon Poseidon, but upon Medusa herself. The goddess's punishment was swift and merciless. Medusa's hair, once her crowning beauty, became a nest of venomous serpents. Her eyes, once bright and alluring, were cursed to petrify any living creature that met them. From that moment, Medusa could no longer walk among humans. She was transformed into a monster feared by all, condemned to solitude at the edges of the known world. This transformation raises an uncomfortable question. Was Medusa truly guilty, or was she a victim of divine politics? Ancient sources suggest both interpretations. To some, she was a dangerous temptress, punished for breaking her vows. To others, she was an innocent woman, condemned by Athena not out of justice, but out of vengeance and rivalry with Poseidon. In exile, Medusa became a figure of dread. Travelers who stumbled upon her lair were found as lifelike statues, their final expressions frozen in terror. Warriors and kings sent champions to slay her, but none returned. Her image spread across the Greek world, painted on pottery, carved into temples, and worn on armor. Ironically, though feared, she was also revered. Her likeness was believed to ward off evil, a paradoxical mix of terror and protection. Her story reached its tragic climax with the hero Perseus. Sent on a quest to bring back Medusa's head, Perseus received gifts from the gods themselves: Hermes' winged sandals, Hades' helm of invisibility, and most importantly, Athena's polished shield. Using the shield as a mirror to avoid her deadly gaze, Perseus approached as Medusa slept and struck off her head with a single blow. Even in death, Medusa's power was undeniable. From her severed neck sprang Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, a giant warrior, offspring of Poseidon, conceived at the moment of her violation. Perseus carried her head back to Athena, who placed it upon her shield, the Aegis, turning Medusa into a permanent weapon of divine terror. So what does Medusa's story reveal about Greek mythology? On the surface, it is a tale of monsters and heroes, of danger overcome through divine aid. But beneath it lies a more complex narrative, one of a mortal woman caught in the struggles of gods, punished for beauty she did not choose, and remembered as a monster for crimes she may never have committed. To the ancient Greeks, Medusa was both a warning and a symbol. She represented the danger of unchecked desire, the wrath of the gods, and the fragility of mortal life. Yet to modern readers, her story often resonates differently. Today, Medusa is seen by many as a figure of resilience, a woman wronged by power, transformed by injustice, and immortalized not only in fear, but in myth. Her legend endures, carved into stone, painted on vases, and whispered through centuries. Was Medusa a monster, or was she a victim? The answer lies not only in the myths of Greece, but in how each generation chooses to remember her